Good morning. Welcome to Unity Longmont Spiritual Center on Sunday, the 21st of November 2021, the weekend before Thanksgiving. And we are blessed to have Roberta Bobbie Wilson speak with us today and Teresa Storch providing music. So we'll start with a piece of music from Teresa.
May all the world over be safe from abuse, live free from hatred, discrimination, never know violence. May all the world over have all that they need: food, shelter, clean water, know the feeling of peace. And may we do what we can so everyone here feels full of abundance, knows they are loved. And this is my prayer. We cannot depend on the politicians to change the world. It's up to us, you see, to do what we can and radiate love in the world. Shine peace from our hearts. That's how we change the world. May all the world over live safe from abuse, live free from hatred, discrimination, never know violence. May all the world over have all that they need: food, shelter, clean water, know the feeling of peace. May we share what we have so everyone here feels full of abundance, knows they are loved. This is my prayer. 'Cause we cannot depend on the politicians to change the world. It's up to us, you see, to do what we can to feel the love in the world. Find peace in our hearts. That's how we change the world. That's how we change the world.
Thank you, Teresa. It's at this time that we go into prayer by taking a breath together. Beloved presence, everywhere present. Today we celebrate, as we always do, the attributes of God. In particular, we focus on power and imagination, and draw on power and imagination to find peace in our hearts. And from that sacred place, we can change our world. We can seek to find the good and expand it within ourselves and around us. And so it is. And we'll have a piece of music from Teresa.
Well, I have a new song. It's not my song, but it's a Mary Chapin Carpenter song. She has a song called Thanksgiving Song. I don't know if you know it. I did not know it until yesterday, and it's so beautiful. I was like, I have to learn this. So, I love it. Oops, that's right. That's pick. Grateful for each hand we hold, gathered round this table. From far and near we travel home, blessed that we are able. Grateful for this sheltered place, with light in every window. Saying, welcome, welcome, share this feast. Come in away from sorrow. Mother, father, daughter, son, neighbor, friend, and friendless, all together, everyone, in the gift of loving kindness. Grateful for what's understood and all that is forgiven. We try so hard to be good, to lead a life worth living. My father, mother, daughter, son, alt, neighbor, friend, and friendless, all together, everyone. Let grateful days be endless. Grateful for each hand we hold, gathered round this table.
Thank you, Teresa. We are grateful for you. So let us open our hearts, our minds, and our souls to Bobbie, who will provide us with a talk and lead us in meditation.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. Thank you, Deva. So, Thanksgiving. This is one of my favorite, it's becoming one of my favorite times, my favorite holidays. And hang on a second, there we go. And I think it's because as we mature spiritually, gratitude takes a bigger and bigger part of our spiritual realm. When I was a little kid, you'd have this big feast on the table, and the grandmother and the great aunts and the kids and the brothers and sisters would all sit around. There'd be turkey and stuffing and green beans and all of that. And we'd say grace. And we'd say, thank you for all this food. But as a little kid, you're like, yeah. Thank you. Let's eat. And so, as I grew a little older in my childhood, then it became, well, what am I thankful for? I'm thankful for all the things that I have and all the things that I want. And I'm thankful for not having the things that I don't want. And so it began to be a list of the goods and the bads. I'm thankful for the goods, and I'm thankful that some of the bads have avoided me. And that went on through my life for a long time, because that's sort of that's a popular way we think of giving thanks, is what's good in our life. I want to read a little poem by Rumi, because this little poem, know where to go. Hang on a sec. I'm sorry, I got to get my little. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. So I came across this little poem, and I thought it absolutely captures the essence of Thanksgiving. It's by Rumi and translation by Coleman Barks. The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So gratitude is unconditional. It has no fence around it so that some things are left out and some things are inside. And to get to that place requires some spiritual presence and dedication, I think, because it's so human to limit gratitude. I wondered what Charles Fillmore had to say about gratitude. He and Myrtle Fillmore were the founders of Unity. So, and I'm grateful for the search function on my Kindle, because bing, 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 I could call up all these sayings of Charles. So he says in the Metaphysical Dictionary, the metaphysical meaning of Thanksgiving is rendering our grateful thoughts to God for his manifold blessings. Quote, surely goodness and loving kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, unquote. That's Psalms 23:6. Charles says, we give thanks that this is true. It is true that goodness and loving kindness shall follow me all the days of my life. We can block that truth out, can't we? By where we place our attention. We place it on worry, we place it on upset, we place it on things not going the way that we think they should go, then, that truth gets pushed behind what my focus is. I'm reminded of the Indians and their rain dance when they had a drought. And I couldn't find the story exactly, but as I recall, there was an old Indian shaman who was telling someone how they invoke rain. And he said, you get up there and you pray as if the rain is already happening, as if it's already here, because it is. We may not be aware of it. And so the similarity is that goodness and loving kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, is already here. It's already there. Charles Filmer also says this: Thanksgiving will keep the heart fresh, for true thanksgiving may be likened to rain falling upon ready soil, refreshing it and increasing its productiveness. All throughout his writings, Charles Fillmore has likened a connection between thanksgiving and abundance and spiritual refreshment. And Thanksgiving, he says, let's see if I can find that one. Okay. He also says it's important to sing and praise and give thanksgiving. He says, singing, praising, and thanksgiving are the great building impulses of man. Never repress the desire to give thanks through happy songs and words of praise. Thank you, Teresa. Singing restores harmony to tense nerves because its vibrations stir them to action. Thus, it makes it possible for the ever-waiting healing spirit to get in. Singing makes it possible for the ever-waiting, remember, it's always there, it's ever-waiting, healing spirit to get in. The organ of the human voice is located right between the thyroid glands, the accelerators of certain important body functions. This is Charles speaking. To a greater or lesser degree, every word one speaks vibrates the cells up and down the body from front brain to abdomen. So Charles is very much into vocalizing our thanksgiving. And when you think about it, things like saying grace or singing or praising or thanking someone or thinking about thanking someone, these lift the spirits, don't they? It's another reason this is my favorite holiday. It's still and quiet, and it gives us lots of space to thank, to write those little notes of joyful thank you, to talk to someone in your life about how important they are to you, how you value their presence. Another quote from Charles: praise is the complement of sight and hearing. It is the redemption of weariness. Think about that one. Sight, hearing. Yeah, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? My mind is busy judging that. But if I simply praise it, it is the redemption of weariness. So even if I'm seeing something that tells me I must get up and do a task, or I must do something I don't want to do, or if I'm hearing something that I don't like, or if I'm watching the news or whatever, there's something praiseworthy there. And if we can find that praiseworthy gratitude part, it is the redemption of weariness. Charles again says, from praise, it issues the Savior of the world. Instead of a supplication, God, please make this right. God, please give me what I need. God, please, please, please. Prayer should be a jubilant thanksgiving. This method of prayer, he says, quickens the mind miraculously. Like a mighty magnet, it draws out the spiritual qualities that transform the whole man when they are given expression, or woman, when they are given expression in mind, body, and affairs. There's something very transcendent about praise, about verbalizing thanksgiving, about happily going into Thanksgiving. You can feel it, it's palpable. The attitude of gratitude transcends our human thought plane. It goes beyond our thoughts. It's just an energy. Charles talks about awakening, spiritual awakening, and he says, when this awakening has been accomplished, one is in a constant state of thanksgiving and praising, and the joy of a conscious union with creative mind, capital M, is realized. The joy of a conscious union with creative mind. We are always unified with God mind, but we're not always conscious of it. But when we are awakened, when we are present to it, when we are attending to it, it becomes conscious. Charles says, gratitude and thanksgiving are both necessary in demonstrating prosperity through divine law. Be grateful to God and thankful to the friends whom he uses to supply you. Remember the Rumi poem and the guests coming at the door. They're not always the guests we want to have. What Charles is saying, be grateful to God and thankful to the friends whom he uses to supply you. So even those we don't think we want or want to welcome, those also are useful spiritually to us. Charles says, all metaphysical physicians have found by experience that being thankful for what they have increases the inflow. Being thankful for what we have increases the inflow. Gratitude is a great mind magnet, and when it is expressed from the spiritual standpoint, it is powerfully augmented, he says. The saying of grace at the table has its origin in this idea of the power of increase through giving thanks. And I'm reminded of the story of Jesus and the loaves and fishes, and how the attitude of thanksgiving, the saying of grace over those loaves and fishes, resulted in the increase to feed thousands. Charles says, praise and thanksgiving impart the quickening spiritual power. David mentioned power and imagination this morning. The quickening spiritual power are imparted by praise and thanksgiving, and that produces growth and increase in all things. No man, Charles says, knows the fullness of life nor its joys until he has prayed in meekness and thanksgiving and has received the sweet, pure realizations of Jesus Christ. True and lasting joy arises from within. The nature of the deep inner life is revealed only to those who spiritually penetrate the source. Yesterday, I went out the front door to do something, and I was noticing this little tiny bird. I think it was a hummingbird, but it swooped in and landed on the tip of a branch of an ocotillo cactus, and it just sat there. And I was about 5 feet from it. And I'm like, isn't that interesting? It's not afraid of me. It's not going away. And I watched the bird, and its little head was doing this. Left, right, in little jerky motions. And I'm like, I wonder what that is. And I was kind of transfixed by this little gal. I think it was a girl bird because she was sort of drab brown and tan colors. She wasn't that beautiful, vibrant color that male birds often are. And I sat and I looked, or I stood there and looked at her, and I'm like, this is something. This is not nothing. Now, normally I would go, oh, isn't that a cute bird, and be on my way. But for some reason, I was drawn to be there with that bird. And then I got tired of standing, so I moved a little bit away and sat down on a bench, and the bird still stayed there doing its little thing, looking around. I don't know how long we stayed there, maybe 5 minutes. It was way longer than I intended. And then I called to Bruce and I said, look at this. And he came and looked. And as if the bird, Bruce paused and the bird poised for him. And then the bird swooped off and flew off to its next assignment. That to me was like a little gift, something to be grateful for, because there was a communication there that I didn't expect, that I connected with this little tiny bird. It was a gift. How many times could that happen in a day if I was alert and aware of it? How many times could I really look at something and see the gift in it? Could I look at a beautiful flower and see the gift in it? Could I look at a pile of dirt that I'm sweeping up and see the gift in it? Could I look at the groceries that have to be put away and see the gift in it? The cooking that has to be done? Because everything has a gift in it. Okay, let's see. Metaphysician Charles says, have discovered that words which express thanks, gratitude, and praise release mind energy of mind and soul. And their use is usually followed by effects so pronounced that they are quickly identified with the words that provoke them. Let your words of praise and thanksgiving be to spirit, and the increase will be even greater than when they are addressed to man. Interesting. There is, if you get into that metaphysical or that gratitude energy, that thanksgiving energy, there is a palpable kind of openness to it, isn't there? Our hearts kind of expand because we're seeing deeper into what is here. We are attending to what might the gift be here. We are becoming conscious of the gift of spirit. Let me decline this stam call there. We are conscious of gift of spirit that is behind all that we see and hear and think. Gratitude, Charles said. Gratitude and thanksgiving are both necessary in demonstrating prosperity through divine law. Oh, I think I said this before, but I'll say it again, because here it is again. Be grateful to God and thankful to the friends whom he uses to supply you. All metaphysicians have found by experience that being thankful for what they have increases the inflow. Gratitude is a great mind magnet, and when it is expressed from the spiritual standpoint, it is powerfully augmented. And there's that power again. The saying of grace at the table has its origin in this idea of the power of increase through giving thanks. And then Charles Fillmore's told a story. You may have heard this story. A great German astronomer had worked the greater part of his life with a desire to know more about the stars. One night, quite suddenly and strangely enough, for he had given but little thought to the spiritual side of things, he broke right out into a prayer of thanksgiving because of the perfect order and harmony of the heavens. His prayer was, this scientist, "Oh God, I am thinking thy thoughts after thee." The soul of this man had at that moment made the contact and union with infinite mind. But though this contact seemed to be made suddenly, it was the result of long study and the preparation of his mind and thought. Jesus expressed the same at one-ment with God at the moment of his supreme miracle, the raising of Lazarus. His words were, quote, "Father, I thank thee that thou heardst me, and I know that thou hearest me always," unquote. Charles says, this gives us another side of the prosperity law. We open the way for great demonstrations, like the falling of rain in a drought. By recognizing the presence, it's always with us, and praising it. By thanking the Father for spiritual quickening. We quicken our life by affirming that we are alive with the life of spirit. Our intelligence by affirming our oneness with divine intelligence. Our oneness with divine intelligence. And we quicken the indwelling, interpenetrating substance by recognizing and claiming it as our own. Indwelling, interpenetrating substance, spirit, by recognizing and claiming it as our own. We can thank the Father that his thoughts are our thoughts and that our natural mind is illumined by spirit. We can illumine our mind anytime by affirming this thought. I thank thee, Father, that I think thy thoughts after thee, and that my understanding is illumined by spirit. Can you see the similarity there between claiming our spiritual self and thanking God for it, and the Indian doing the rain dance and feeling the rain? It's the same, isn't it? It's the prayer of isness. It's a prayer of presence. It's the prayer of it's already here. I just wasn't conscious of it. So let's go into a little meditation now. Let's just close your eyes. Become relaxed in the place where you're sitting. And take a breath. Be aware that that breath is not just air going through your nostrils into your body. That breath has a healing intention to it. That breath comes from somewhere unknown. It's always there. We can think of it as just air. It's a great gift. It's available to all. It's ever present, whether we're conscious of it or not. And so we give thanks for that in-breath. And as it comes into our body, it nourishes it with oxygen. And it has another task then. As we breathe out, it carries with it carbon dioxide. And that out-breath nourishes all the plants. And we are tied to a cycle. Our out-breath is necessary for the plants. And their out-breath of oxygen is necessary for our life. And we have that connection. And we are grateful for it. And it's always there. You can pull in the gratitude energy right now through the top of your head. Let it spill down, down through the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the throat, the ears, the throat, the shoulders, the arms, down through the heart. And the heart fills with gratitude energy. And spilling down through the spine, down to the abdomen, to this center of beingness. And that center swells with the gratitude energy. And the arms and legs are strengthened and supported with gratitude energy. And we are grateful. And we thank thee, Father, for thy thoughts that are in our God mind that we share with you. And so it is.
Thank you, Bobbie. And Teresa will provide us with a song.
Grateful to the mountains for reminding me I'm small, showing me the way to hold my head up tall. I'm humble before nature, it's painting picture perfect scenes on this canvas that we live in, and it's constantly changing. 'Cause I love this world, this world. I love this whole wide world. Feel free to sing along. I'm grateful to the paper and the pen with which I write, for being midwife to my thoughts, bringing them to life. I'm humbled by the muses, they've given me the songs that have helped me through my days and made my nights seem not so long. And I love this world, this world. I love this world, this world. I love this world, this world. I love this whole wide world. I'm grateful to my parents for bringing me to earth, my family, friends, and lovers for showing me what my life is worth. And I'm humbled by this moment because it's all we ever have, and the power that's within it to give us peace, peace at last. I love this world, this world. I love this
Thank you, Teresa. It's at this time that we go into our donation of love and light, again by taking a breath together and placing our hands on our heart. And as we breathe into our body, we become aware of the light and love always existing within us and around us. And we notice that within us it expands. And we notice the gratitude expands the love and light even more. There is no lack of love and light, for it is what makes up our world and ourselves. And we relish this love and light as we are fed by it and as it feeds others during this time of Thanksgiving. And so it is. We'll finish with music by Teresa.
Well, I'm wondering what to play last, and I thought about Bob Marley's Three Little Birds because I've played that before, and that would be perfect, but I don't have it. I'll have to find it online. But how about Hand Against My Fist? I think that'll work. Something joyful. So I've lived with my dial up tonight, my gauge well up, past the red line, my hand against my fist, my hand against my fist, my hand as I resist. So I've learned I can lie all the time, but once I've earned it, they would still believe the next time. My hand against my fist, hand against my fist, my hand as I resist. Water falling down on my face. Is this place real or just a miracle? Could we be made full of grace? What is that pounding? My hand against my fist, my hand against my fist, my hand as I resist. Ego will not land here, not if I can stand it. It's the smell of fear to my mind. This time I won't go blind. When is it enough? The stuff of the world holds my hand against my fist. So I scale the wall